Welcome to the Cholan show. This is Sudhakar, CEO of Chola Labs. Today we have Mr. Senthil Nayagam. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the show. And he is the CEO of Muonium, and he works on generative AI, which is called as Gen AI as of now. And he is very famous in the media industry through the Kawala song. He has changed Tamanna's image with Simran, and it went on viral, and it has reached more people across the globe. I think international satellite TV companies reached out to you. Coming back to Gen AI, we have like a lot of things going on in the film industry to make a film, starting from the conceptualization, storylines, and then going to pre-production, and then production, and then to post-production, and then marketing that part. All those things putting together at various levels, we may have to depend on some AI tools to make things better for us in terms of quality as well as cost, and then the timeline as well. So if we start with the story and conceptualization, what kind of tools, AI tools, we can use to make our life better and give a better quality output?
Okay, I think the best I will suggest would be, can we do a brainstorm with AI? That's a good approach for it.
Right.
Sometimes, okay, so if we are stuck in a particular moment, okay, what is the alternate works? Okay, can we see now every tool is AI tool. So it's no more separate AI tools and everything. Every tool has to do, or that tool will not survive. That's how it's going to happen. Okay. So those who said, okay. Second part, I have personally written a lot of content using AI. So I wrote a first book on. So if I want to understand how AI works in movie, I said, okay, hey, all the identify which was science fiction movies, right? So do a small short analysis of those movies, and then what was the prediction. And I ended up watching nearly all the movies. Okay. Top 100 movies, I ended up watching all the sci-fi movies, and I did that part. Okay. Then I said, okay, what can I do, what I cannot do? If somebody has to try it and tell people, okay. So I will give example, okay. So we have two science fiction movies, okay, which people love. And the other movie which is not that great in that sense. Christopher Nolan, okay. So Interstellar. So people are talking about what if we can travel between using wormholes to a different probably part of the universe or a galaxy they are going in, and that's how they started again. Okay. There is no time travel. But time dilation and the concept, everything is there. Science is there. Movie is a big hit. Then there is another movie called Tenet, released during COVID. So a lot of people have not watched it. Or it shows time in straight way and a reverse way. What if it can play together? And that's kind of. And I think I watched Tenet about 6-7 times. Each time my idea will improve. But do I get all the idea which he thought? But maybe I have not got it yet. So these are two things. Okay. Right. So in both, they have technology, advanced civilization. Somebody is helping you in some future. Everything is happening. Okay. So what is the timeline between these two movies? How do they correlate in some way? And can we create stories in between it? And if we want to make Christopher Nolan movie, if we can create a web series or season, how many seasons can we write? Right. And both do not show AI. They're showing, okay, there is a turntable, you go into it and you can go into a past for a few hours, a few days, and come back, and that's do. And somebody can swing a reversed gold. Right. Bullets we have seen, but gold, nobody explained why the gold was there. Right. So go ask AI, you understand it, explain the story. Can you improve it from there? So what is the timeline? If this is in 2030 or 2040, whatever timeline, what is in future? And what is the timeline for Interstellar? Right. There's a particular year for it, right? And still they have not using AI or solving the current existing problem on the Earth. They're talking about moving away from Earth. Right. What is the story? So that's a science fiction. So two different science fiction stories can we connect.
Can we use ChatGPT for this purpose?
Literally, I use ChatGPT and whatever tools are. So ChatGPT, I have a paid version for a long time. So can it connect? Then you have to give more ideas. Hey, can you connect this and this? Right. So two set of people who are helping us. Right. The people who are helping Interstellar people are from particular era. Right. But the people who are trying to destroy Earth, sending reverse thing, maybe even further from there.
Right. So and what about the copyright issues? Because
say, ignore the copyright. My point was to explore. See, normally people who are geeks, they will discuss this. What if this formula changes? Okay. Right. So can we work on it? So can we build a story? Once you come to one story, then you can what if there's AI is there? How do you solve it? You build the story. Then you need, okay, story synopsis is not enough. Can I have episodes? What are the episodes? How you can story? Okay, 8-part, 16-part episode. So literally about 30, 40, nearly 4-5 seasons equivalent of content I've generated with AI. I have it. Okay. So ideas not. So can you do with people who are knowing it? Okay. Right. Or let's say two series. Okay. So let's say Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is very popular in some way, and then there is Sheldon, right? From this one. Okay, Big Bang Theory. Right. So if they are based on California or Texas is what the story goes into play, and these guys are in New York, right? What if these people travel there? There's a kind of a special episode. Both people can work together. Right. So what can they solve? These guys are science people. They have a get in trouble, or they're solving something for them. So if you can link both stories. Right. So my daughter was doing Viscom. So we were exploring. Hey, can we create content with known characters and can we work on it? Right. So this is what fan fiction is about. Right. Can fans create? Okay, with help of AI in some way, you can resolve into a good episode. Okay, can we create new characters? Yes.
Take for example Ponniyin Selvan. Now we have the text form of that as a 5-volume book, and it's a nationalized novel. So if you feed that to the AI system and ask like I need 5 seasons, 10 episodes each web series, give me the shooting script, not the bounded script. I want the shooting script itself. So can ChatGPT give that?
So as of today, Indic language, it doesn't have all the knowledge. Okay. But what I'm saying is, instead of doing in Ponniyin Selvan from a background, which again made into a movie in some way, making a series, okay, can we extend the further or alter the story in some way? Even the end of Ponniyin Selvan, people have controversy of that part. So this was not the actual end of the book, right? That's a different story. But can we adapt it to a current situation? Right. If you say, okay, hey, there are political families and they are kind of fighting with each other in something, and they fight each other with business or technology or whatever, can we make adaptation of that? Okay, I'll give another example. Another adaptation we tried was, there's a Korean drama called, this one, where this female protagonist, so she falls from in a parachute or something, instead of crashing it, she goes into North Korea and meets something. Right. We were trying, okay, hey, can we adapt that? So first thing ChatGPT asks them what it will do. It will say, India-Pakistan story, and this girl goes into Pakistan and I don't know Pakistani content in some way. Can I bring it in Tamil Nadu? Okay, hey, India, Sri Lanka. Right. Then can we change the timeline? That is not enough content with current story, right? Right. Can you go into 90s? Late 80s or 90s, if you can link in that part, and why should they rescue me from a parachute? Right. Why can't she went into a ship or boat or something and the wave pushed her away and something? And this guy meets it, okay, can he be a Sri Lankan army guy? Probably not. Can we enter him LTT in some way? 80s LTT support was there in Tamil Nadu as well. Right. So where do we relate? Can we come into that as a story in some way? Then can we extend some shots? Then it's not the main characters which drive the story. Right. You don't have alternate people characters. Can we extend the story further from there? Hey, these are linked into it. So this came season 1. Right. First war happens, second war happens. Right. And this guy becomes in some way, somebody should become suicide. No, not everybody should become a suicide bomber in something. Right. Then that will not be, that will go into particular terrorists or other movies you have seen in the series part, right? Can we change the alternate in a particular way? Right. Can we have in Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka can relate in a particular way? Right. And what is the future? No, they have a baby or kid and they don't want to stay in either Sri Lanka or Tamil Nadu without having the identity part. Can we move to a different country? Right. And they go to maybe say, let's say Canada. Right. So you're talking about a particular era, right. 5, 10 years, 15 years. They're moving into either UK or Europe or Canada. What do they do? Right. And they're professional in a particular way. Next generation, maybe the kid is will stop learning either Tamil or Sinhalese or whatever language they're speaking. So can we extend? Right. Take context in some way. Right. And how do you say this is a remake of a particular series? If you say, okay, hey, meeting somebody in an unknown part, that's how nearly all the movies are there. Right. How do hero and heroine meet? That's a story. Right. Where is the conflict? So can we come with the conflict? Can we come with the era part? The idea is, can people relate to it? Right. So start with something, you end up with totally different parts. Right. So the example, these are all fan fiction somewhere, right? 50 Shades of Grey and this trilogy, okay, Twilight trilogy, right? They're related. Right. Somebody was writing a fan fiction in an adult version of it, right. And people hated him. The fan fiction site blocked him. Then he rewrote everything, changed his era and everything, make him a billionaire. Right. And yeah, with even adult content, 50 Shades of Grey has made more money, more book published than Twilight series. Right. So that it can possible. So which is better? It's not a cut. When they wrote Ponniyin Selvan at that part, maybe that was good for that era. But this era, can we adapt for the current audience? Right. Or make it more acceptable for a larger, broader story.
Right. So recently I went to A.R. Rahman's studio. So they launched this virtual production screen. So there I saw like Unreal Engine has been used and real-time motion capture using Mocha all those things were displayed, and slowly I started understanding how AI is going to play a vital role in these technologies together. And still don't see that in the film industry using that as part of the production. So when we are like going to have a full scale virtual production?
No, current film industry, okay, that we'll define to, okay, people who are strugglers, who are getting to entry into the industry, they have a different approach towards it. People who are already inside and they're established, they want to keep charging in that part. Okay, see, the comparison we'll make is the difference between tech industry and the creative industry. Two different approaches.
Yes.
If you go to a programmer and say, okay, can you share a code for me in a company, right? Senior level will share the code. Anyway, all the code is shared.
Yes.
They're not giving an end code, okay, finished version, compiled code is not. They're giving a code in some way.
Yes.
Sir, can I copy your code? He will say, no, even I copied from somebody.
Right.
They're openly accepting it. They're more welcoming. That's how tech industry has done, okay? Especially open source technology. And that is the industry which is building AI today.
Right.
So they are sharing lot of knowledge and information. Everything is getting publicly available in some way. They're sharing. All the code is available. Most projects are open source, right?
Right.
So this is one approach towards it. Creative people spend, okay, I spend, most are loners. Or I learned from one guru or one or two influence which I have to specialize that skill 10, 20 years. Right. If you're a musician, you are an artist, whatever. And that is the reason why most people don't take that as a career. It could be a hobby, they leave it, drop it because I can't be the best or I can't sustain me. I can't have this as the employment part.
Right.
But once they go into that part, okay, I want to charge a premium for it and I want to do it in a particular way. That's how they're. So the costs in the current industry is way higher than what industry charges.
Right.
Assume you want to create, let's say, there's a set design has to happen. Yes. People doing, anybody who's in architecture can create it on set on that part, okay? Yes. People who do woodwork, can they go and work on it? Yeah. No, I have to be a union employee, that could be one part of it, or I want to be exclusive. Or previously I've worked in the industry, my previous career has been a big hit or whatever. Suddenly the costs go up significantly because of that.
Right.
It's not tech cost, okay. Second part, knowledge sharing is not that widespread. Right. Until you know people in some way, but people have to figure out in some way. Right. Okay, okay. So let's say Goat and Leo both had VFX in a particular way. No, Leo did these things better, and this was done by this company. Other company did it. No, these are some flaws. Maybe common audience can't find the flaw, but people who are in their part, okay, they did this good, they didn't do this good. That kind of thing also happens a lot. Right. So creative industry works slightly different that part. So we have to work on lower costs. Right. So bigger movies, they may still make it in the same format. They have no reason to change until then they are forced to change. But what might happen is people who are coming in newer into industry, okay, with a lower budget, lower content, can we improve it? 50 years, 100 years back, right? You have to shoot every movie in a studio because you don't have bright lights. Right. Studio was required for it. And technology was changing so often. Somebody is inventing a camera, somebody has to invent a projector as a simultaneous part, replace it, a screen and a color and lighting and editing, all was required for it. And they want to produce content in volumes. So studio model made a lot of sense. Then a producer-driven system kind of built in different parts of the world. Then direction-driven. A lot of kind of moved away from it. And outside became possible because films which can need lesser light in some way. Still, if you see any shoots are happening, you want to have there's a power unit is there. Right. We have a term for it. So then we have cameras. Then you have big lenses. Right. Then you have the trolleys and tracks and everything. What if we have good robots? No, the robot which is only Kamal can be used. People use it, okay, and that costs a lot of money. What if become lower? Right. What if we have drone cameras or the cameras are good enough? Right. Can I get it in a particular way? Already we are doing DI, color, everything. Right. What if we don't need this resolution cameras? Right. Can it be further enhanced on the AI part? Right. What if we don't need this much lighting at all? So suddenly if the dependency goes down, and you plan accordingly, maybe a smaller team. How people did short films, okay, can they make a movie? A 5%, 10% movie, okay, they act and do work together. Yeah, that kind of thing becomes possible. Yeah,
that becomes a pitching point for a bigger movie, right? If they can make a...
No, everybody's aspiring, okay, if you have a bigger equipment and bigger thing, okay. But I think of it, okay, let's say, earlier theatre was the theatre experience people went for it. Right. 4K screen, a good audio and everything. What if already we are Our theaters are doing 4K is what we're doing. The Atmos is the extra one thing which they have. Everything else is nearly same. Okay, lighting and cost and interval is a different part. But think of the other way. Okay, at home nearly most people already have 4K.
Yes.
And 8K
Dolby
TVs are already
Vision, Dolby Audio, everything is
everything available. No, 8K TVs are already in the market.
Right.
And 16K, maybe another 6 months, 1 year timeline, we'll also see 16K come into play. So I think 8K, when people have TVs at home, you're going to show 4K at theatre.
Right.
So this is a challenge comes into it. Second part, a device like Vision Pro. You personally wear it, it's a kind of a personal IMAX screen for you. Each person has their own screen. What content they watch, how they watch it. But I'll go slightly further. This is what I said again 2 years back. Why should I watch somebody else in a movie?
Right. You should
So
deepfake
there's a
yourself.
mix. So literally, okay, I'll be play this actor.
Right.
I want this actress. So I love this heroine. Should be heroine for me. Why can't we do that? And is it happening in other format? Yes. So people, when you watch somebody else, you watch it 1 time, 2 time. If you're a huge Vijay fan, you can watch it 20 times, 30 times. That's still you have a limit. You can't. Theatre is always available on OTT, right? Beyond a point. Right. So theatre you can't watch. So that changes for you. Right. But gaming, people who buy a game, gamers play the same game because they're reliving the same moment. Right. I am playing, I'm shooting, I'm doing this, and they play the same game for months, weeks, or whatever, right? Until the new releases comes into play, they play. So at that point, because they can customize their character, I will change the car. I will have a McLaren car this time. Next time I will have a maybe a Ferrari, right? I will change something on that part. I can have a different look. Already Player One shows a lot of these concepts in some way. And instead of boring, repeating characters, can the characters change their style? Right. Take a movie and say, hey, what if this movie was shot in a different year? Potential adaptation, what if become possible? Gaming already doing this kind of thing. There will be some kind of merger will happen. Right. So both are $100 industries. Right.
And to start with making AI-based films for maybe a short film for OTT driven. Theatrical, it is a long way. So future is going to be like OTT platforms gathering more strength compared to theaters. So can AI be used to make short films, end-to-end short films?
Already a lot of content is being generated with AI. Some pre-production work, other kind of work is happening. Some shots go through some AI-driven software. Right. In Photoshop images, what are you doing? A lot of changes are happening. So that's already using AI. Okay. So short content, we have to say at what price point will it do? Why are they shooting it? Is the content interesting? Right. But if you can create content in a shorter duration of time, suddenly you're more relevant. Right. You don't have to. What if a content is made in 3 years? Right. Can you predict what will happen in 3 years?
So things are going to
some
change.
Movies have taken a lot of years to do it. Okay. Yes. So now can we make it quicker? Right. Or can we do some? See, why should the people go to theatre and watch it? My TV at home is 8K. I have Atmos or whatever. I have better format in them. My expenses are way high. Right. So you have to show me something bigger. Yeah.
They say that there is no small budget or big budget film, a correct budget film. So AI can fit properly into this space, like correct budget film.
It's an ultimate part, but for the audience part, it's equal to what time they are spending on it. Right. And how do they feel after watching it? Do they feel relieved, they are feeling happy, emotional, whatever, or they can correlate. Okay. So Prabhas was not such a big actor before Bahubali. Right. So a movie like that needed people in a different shot. Yeah. Now can we make Bahubali at half the cost or 1/4 the cost? With let's think of it. Okay, if we have virtual production, see even virtual production. I've spoken to CV Kumar, other people as well, different point of time. They have said, no, even if we do virtual production screens, we still need to do some set extension. Some work is still required cost. But I'm saying is, hey, accept it in some way. No, we still have to buy 3D models for the apart buildings and everything. Yes. I want to get a photo and everything. What if AI can generate that as well? Yes. Asset is, so I'm saying, so because of 3D asset, only movies using will charge $500, $600, $1,000 for it. Right. I want to have a gun with a 3D model, particularly. They're charging heavily for it. With a lot of multiple AI models are coming into play. People think image and everything, 3D is also being disrupted in a big way. Right. So that will fundamentally change on that part. Okay. See, once you go into a 3D workflow with a game engine thing, you're controlling exactly what happens. True. Currently, AI models work differently on that part. Again, eventually what happens is, creating content, you get a separate 3D or AI or we have to composite it. So, ultimate part was rendering. Right. You finish everything, rendering will a lot of time. Yes. And you do, people do watermarks. Okay. Right. If you see in the footage part, footage is shot, they will send to central company, they will get copies of it. and everything is watermarked. Okay, this is given to audio editor, this is given to pre-production guy, stunt. Everybody gets a different version of it, and everything is approved. Then they will render it again. So same thing happens multiple times because nobody trusts on the big team involved in it.
Yes.
Multiple companies involved. Now what if we can do it in a different option?
So Gen AI is already playing a vital role in post-production because that's a more feasible part in this entire cycle of filmmaking, right? And what kind of tools they are currently using? You said Roto thing which can be replaced easily with AI. What are all the other things they can do with that?
Okay, there are multiple demos which came into play. Okay, so think of it. Okay, assume a movie is censored as adult, right? It can't be played during peak hours. Only late night content will happen. Suddenly the market price of that content becomes lower.
True.
And we don't allow multiple censors for the same movie. At least currently we don't have it. Okay, so I will have a version A for a particular audience, fan fiction, or director version of content, a 4-hour content. Because ticket price is same. If we have different prices, we can work on it. Director edition, which is a 4-hour, 5-hour content of the movie, people who are into it. Like Mayalagan, they're releasing deleted scenes. You can put in the movie. The OT couldn't it, right?
Right.
But movie will feel slow or something is not related to the movie. So they can do a version. Okay, we can have a kids version, which is a 12 year plus adult version, or for kids we can have a version for it. We can have more censor. All the adult dialogues are replaced with the normal thing. Right. Directors hate it. Producers, it's a rework for them. And again, there's a cost involved in how the distribution screens and everything. But so is it possible?
But OTT can do that, right?
So the idea is either we have to ask for it.
Right.
I have an example. Okay, I think in US video rentals were available. In video rental shops, there were different kind of content in some way, and a lot of adult content was being produced in 80s and 90s. Okay, so there was one set of people. What they did was they bought these film cassettes and everything. They removed adult scenes.
Oh, okay.
Or and if there's any profanities, they removed it and they were distributing the content in some way. Hollywood hated them.
Right.
But the idea was, hey, make it available, accessible for it. Okay, right. So we are doing it in some format. When you give a rights to airlines, right, which flies to multiple countries, right. Anything which has an Islamic or concept, they censor that part. So movie is not a full movie is not full played on a. When you give it to a thing, they give a special right for it for them. They don't care about that part. Only few movies are being played on those platforms, but it happens.
Right. So now we are moving on to the key part. Like after making the film, it has to be marketed, right? So for marketing, there are a lot of creatives involved, like cutting the teasers, trailers, and then promos. Now they call single, that double, all those things. And then we need to create reels for social media marketing, all those things. So how we can use the AI tools to automate this part? At least up to an extent of like 80 to 90%, we can get the clips automatically from the videos, all those stuff.
No, probably I will not go into that area. See, there are different ways. Okay, the only part is sometimes people set a wrong expectation. So the expectation is wrong, and people doesn't meet people's expectation. It kind of spoils. And a good example would be in Gangua. So that's a movie which came in recent. People, if volume was so high. How couldn't nobody knew it?
Right.
Somebody at Cube would have seen it. He could have said, hey, volume is 100 plus decibels, something is there. Right. Theatre first day could have did it in a particular way. Right. Mixer, people have known it. Right. Or people have seen the preview shows, they could know it. Why did nobody say?
All it takes in AI to just press auto button, it will optimize the audio, right?
No, we would have those kind of tools available for it. Okay? If you assume you were using, let's say, AirPod Pro, they can control it. Right. Volume control, you can max what volume you can do it. Right. So people are complaining on certain part of it, okay? Or something's kind of slow. So another thing Hollywood have done is what they would do test shows. Right. Sometimes original movies release on a particular day and mass release will happen on a different day. Right. Now everything has to happen because before any review comes into play, people have to get all the screens. That's how we have been operating in this part. Right. So we have to change. Another part is how do you respond to it?
Right.
So why are they doing it? Is it negative reviews only happening in Tamil movie, other movies as well? And why do people want to watch or not watch a movie?
Right.
Are you gauging people in the right way? The problem is the dates are fixed, right? Like we have Muhurtam dates, we have movie release dates. So these are long holidays, these are timeline which students will be available, kids will be available, kids can then go into a play, Diwali, Christmas, we know this. So these days, big movies are being blocked. Right. And some people control the theatres and screens and everything. So they think that big blockbuster will work on those days. So it also hurts other movies as well.
Right. So what are the future trends on Gen A, specifically related to the movie industry?
So if we can't release movie in theaters, if we produce, getting movie becomes a lot cheaper and perfect, volume will become huge. And we have to find new ways to do it. Okay, so if everybody can get content, see, only if, few people can get content, they have monopoly inside. What if the monopoly is gone? What if we don't need a Collywood here? What if people in Coimbatore will make a movie for Coimbatore and release only in Coimbatore and they can recover cost?
Yes, they can.
Yeah, those used to happen 100 years back, 80 years back. When modern theatres was in Salem, why were they doing in that, right? So maybe they were doing those kind of work. So maybe content creation become easier. Anybody who's taking we have drones in nearly every marriages now.
Yes.
Can we have footage in that part? Can we get action genre in particular way?
Right. Instead of fans, we have drones in the marriage hall.
The idea is kind of content which is getting created. So nearly same tools, right?
Yes.
They're also taking footage in 4K.
Yes.
Only thing is they don't know, have a huge post-production part, editor, or a particular script is there. But dances are being planned, shots are being planned, events are being planned, food is there, everything is there, right?
Yeah, nowadays we can sell that for 25 crores to Netflix also, right?
So we will see a lot more. The idea is, see, Netflix charges money from you and they want how many hours of your time they're consuming. So they are offering free games, right? By the game, if you have subscription, play a lot of games. They're also suggesting games for you. Because they know at some point the content is going to go in a particular part. And now they're buying license from popular games which are earlier, right? So they're bringing the other part.
Thank you, Senthil. It is wonderful talking to you. Actually, a lot of things we discussed. And offline, we also discussed so many things in the past few years. And it is wonderful to have you here and discuss about various things related to the Gen AA. One important thing is I want to continue the discussion further so that we get more insights into what kind of work Muonium is doing in this space. Because you are one of the pioneer in this Tamil movie industry to get along with this AI and providing pitching point to various movie creators. So that's a wrap for now, but definitely we'll have Senthil again on this session. Maybe somewhere down the line when he is free, but definitely we are going to have one more session on Gen AI for the movie industry. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.